Hello, thank you for joining us here on Encore. We're taking you to Berlin today for the 69th edition of the film festival. France 24's Emma Jones is there to talk us through the films that have been a hit or a miss. Emma, what's the festival been like so far?
Well, do you know what? I think that this year has very much been the year for women here in Berlin. I think something about the protests which dominated last year's awards season has galvanized Berlin. And Juliette Binoche, the great French actress, is president of the international jury. And also 7 out of the 17 people competing in this year's competition are women. That's roughly 40%. And that includes fairly famous female directors, including Denmark's Lone Schervig. She's here with an ensemble piece, The Kindness of Strangers. There's Spain's Isabel Cochet here with a film called Elisa and Marcella, and that's a black and white South American film that's been picked up by Netflix. I don't know if that rings any bells at all. And also Agnieszka Holland from Poland is here with a spy thriller called Mr. Jones. The great new wave French director Agnès Varda has been picking up an honorary award, as has Charlotte Rampling, the actress. She just won an honorary Golden Bear. But there are other women that are less well known competing. There's Austria's Marie Kreutzer. And my own personal favourite is a Macedonian film by Tiona Struga, and it's called God Exists, Her Name is Petrunia. And it's an extremely feminist film. It's based on a true story of a woman who jumped into a river during an all-male competition and managed to pick up a holy cross and cause all manner of aggravation by that act. Let's listen to Tiona Struga talking about the film and also see it.
So in 2014, this is the event that is part of the Orthodox religion. In 2014, a woman jumped for the cross and she caught the cross. This created an outrage in the local population. And then basically the church asked the woman to give the cross back. This woman who did not have, it was an everyday person without a big feminist aspiration, but she believed in justice.
Она села. Хотела бы меня стрелять.
Дали сметате дека ваши свитања би зајдете посветена? Барем како се вика, нејзиното име.
Петруния, ај се годи.
Милан, мора да ме разбереш, прекрши ги правилата.
Попе, кои правила?
Дали знаете дека никогаш не учествувала жена?
Жена не сум ти.
И оно не е победник.
Дали сум уапсена?
Не.
Оно жена е самиот ѓал.
Црквана, си го сакат крстот назад.
Now, you mentioned Juliette Binoche is head of the jury. There is also a strong French presence at Berlin this year.
Yes, it's a good year for France, and I think the most newsworthy is the François Ozon film Grâce à Dieu, By the Grace of God, which has received rave reviews from critics here. They really liked his almost documentary style in the film. And as you know, this film is about a real-life court case surrounding alleged child abuse by Catholic priests in Lyon. And, of course, the controversy around that is ongoing. It's supposed to be released in France fairly soon, but there are attempts to stop its release immediately. Here's François Ozon talking about the film.
The film finishes with a question. For me, it's a film that opens the debate, and I hope that the church will take it up. We've already started showing the film in France, and lots of bishops have seen the film with positive responses. One can feel that within France's Catholic community, things are starting to change, with a significant growth in awareness regarding the scourge of pedophilia, and especially the code of silence that has been surrounding it. So I hope that the film will contribute to this change.
Ça fait plus de 30 ans, Alexandre.
Oui, j'ai besoin de lui parler.
À quoi bon le déranger avec ces vieilles histoires? Il n'était pas à Lyon à cette époque, il n'y est pour rien.
Maman, il s'agit d'aujourd'hui, du père Prénat qui est toujours en contact avec des enfants.
Mais c'est devenu un vieillard inoffensif et sûrement malade.
Et alors, c'est pas une raison pour que l'Église ne fasse rien et ne le condamne pas?
Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'il fasse aujourd'hui? Ça ne sert plus à rien.
Barbarin pourrait le destituer. Ce sera un acte fort, symbolique, qui prouverait que l'Église est bien du côté des victimes et condamne la pédophilie.
Juliette Binoche also has a film here. She's collaborated with director Safi Nebou for a film, Who You Think I Am. And this is quite a far-fetched, but nevertheless very enjoyable thriller about a woman, Claire, who takes on a 24-year-old persona on Facebook with inevitable disastrous results. Let's see a bit of the film.
Vous êtes sur les réseaux sociaux, docteur? Pour les gens comme moi, c'est à la fois le naufrage et le radeau. On surnage dans le virtuel.
Ça va, Claire? T'as des soucis?
Rien, mais c'est un jeune qui s'emballe. Je pouvais pas lui refuser cette photo.
Pourquoi?
Ça m'excitait, je crois. J'allais donner un vrai visage à Clara Antounès. C'est Clara.
T'as une voix très jeune.
Et ça vous faisait rien de savoir qu'Alex avait dans la tête une autre femme?
Je faisais pas semblant d'avoir 24 ans. J'avais 24 ans.
Now, veteran film director André Téchiné is collaborating for the 8th time with Catherine Deneuve, and they're here in Berlin with Farewell to the Night. Now, this has received quite lukewarm reviews from critics. They didn't enjoy it much as being 17, for example. But another very newsworthy topic, Catherine Deneuve is playing a farmer who becomes concerned when she realises her grandson has become radicalised and plans to go off and join ISIS in Syria. Let's watch a bit of this film as well.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Je veux pas que tu partes.
Mais de quoi tu parles?
Mais tu mens, Alex, t'as toujours menti. Depuis que t'es petit, tu racontes des histoires, mais là, c'est pas pareil.
T'as fouillé dans mes affaires?
Et toi, tu m'as volé. Mais tu croyais pas que la banque allait me prévenir? Tu croyais pas que j'allais chercher à comprendre? Et ben maintenant, ça y est, oui, j'ai compris. Qu'est-ce que tu vas foutre à Istanbul? Tu vas passer la frontière? C'est ça?
Ouvre.
Non.
Ouvre.
Non.
Ouvre. Ouvre!
Politics there certainly influencing a lot of films at Berlin. Emma, we were expecting a strong turnout from Chinese filmmakers this year, but that hasn't quite happened. Why is that?
Yes, this is all rather mysterious. Zhang Yimou, the legendary Chinese filmmaker, was due to be here today with his film 1 Second, and the film was pulled for technical reasons earlier this week. Now, of course, this gave rise to a lot of speculation that, in fact, it was for political reasons, but I don't think it can be because there's another Chinese film playing here. It's a 3-hour epic called So Long, My Son by Wang Xiaopui, and that's far more political because it looks at China's one-child policy. Let's take a look at So Long, My Son.
这曲子真好听，叫什么名字呀？
友谊地久天长。
哎，嫂子，你听过啊？
我们当知青的时候听。
文革的时候哪有这个呀？
你不知道。美玉，这个真好，真会演讲。
I have to say that film might be one of the favourites for this year's Golden Bear, but the competition is completely wide open. Nobody really has a clue what's going to win. There's some talk of a film by a debut German director, System Crasher, getting a prize for acting. And also there's a film which I really, really liked, but I think I'm one of the few who really loved it, The Golden Glove by director Fatih Akin. It's quite a humorous, ironic look at a serial killer. I think it's also important to say that a lot of the great films this year haven't been in competition, and there's been a lot of directorial debuts by actors, including Wagner Moura, a big star in Brazil. He's making his debut with an intensely political film called Marighella about a Brazilian activist from the 1960s. And also my personal favourite has to be Jonah Hill's Mid-90s. Now, this film has already been out in the States, but Jonah Hill has done a wonderful 80-minute film set in Los Angeles, and it's about an 11-year-old boy trying to be cool and trying to join the skate crowd in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Emma, for bringing us all the latest from Berlin. Now let's leave you with some images from one of those films that Emma was talking about, Mid-90s by Jonah Hill, that takes us back to the LA skate scene in the mid-90s. Thank you for watching France 24. Remember our website, france24.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But stay tuned, there's more coming up.
Stevie, what the